Hi, this is Emma from Tracklution. Today I'm going to teach you what data you can bring to Tracklution's server-side tracking solution and how. Let's begin with Tracklution data sources. Data sources mean places from where you can bring data or conversions, events, to Tracklution. Firstly, websites. You can install Tracklution's tracking script to any website that you own. You can also track multiple websites with one script, meaning cross-domain tracking becomes very easy. Tracklution is able to match the sessions together, so it doesn't matter if your customers and users are jumping from one domain to another while they're surfing on your websites. Then we have other systems that can be integrated to Tracklution. These could be, for example, payment systems. If you collect customer data on your payment system, but you're not able to track it with, for example, Google Tag Manager, we can still bring that data to Tracklution. It happens with webhooks. That's a very easy process. You don't have to worry about that, and we will dig in deeper a little bit later on. But basically, if you cannot track whatever data the customer brings to the payment system, we are able to still bring it to Tracklution and match it to the website session that happened before the customer jumped into the payment system. Then other systems you can integrate are, for example, CRM systems, ERP system, wherever you store data. CRM systems should be integrated to Tracklution if you store some data in the CRM that you don't store on the website. So for example, you have a longer sales cycle and your customers are not really buying anything directly from the website. Your sales guys are in contact with the customer and they finally mark the deal won in the CRM. Now, once the deal is marked won in the CRM, we can bring that data to Tracklution. Then we are actually able to match that one deal to the website sessions the user or the client made before the sale. That can be also done with many other systems, like for example, booking systems and calling systems. Then, if you have some data that you don't want to show on your website or you don't want to have on your website's data layer, for example, profit margins, those can also be brought to Tracklution and then match to the actual sessions and the products that people are putting on their cart. So for example, you don't want to put your profit margin on your website, but you would still like to optimize your ads with the profit margin. You just bring it from that system to Tracklution and then we can match it to the conversions. Then we're going to be discussing a lot about events. So let's go through what an event is. An event is a meaningful user action. So for example, page view, add to cart, view content that is happening on your website. You decide what events you want to track, but I will now give you some examples of what events are good to track in order to optimize your ads efficiently. Why you should track multiple events. Platforms like Google Ads, Meta, and TikTok rely on data to optimize campaigns through machine learning algorithms. So, more event signals, better ad targeting, retargeting, and cost efficiency. If only bottom-of-funnel events are tracked, ads may miss opportunities to engage users earlier in the funnel. Generic events like page view, add to cart don't always capture unique customer behaviors. Custom events like high-value lead form submissions, content interactions, app installs, and so on improve tracking for better ROI measurement. So, more event signals equals better ad algorithm training, which improves targeting efficiency. More efficient targeting means lower ad spend, which reduces customer acquisition cost over time. Then, what events should you track? First, top-of-funnel events like page views help you identify users who engaged but did not convert. You can then retarget these with educational or awareness ads. Middle-of-funnel events like add to cart and view content help you identify users who showed intent but didn't buy. These can be retargeted with discounts, testimonials, or urgency-driven ads, for example. With Tracklution, it is very easy to also gather e-commerce data of products, which you can then use in your retargeting campaigns. Lastly, bottom-of-funnel events like purchase for e-commerce or subscription start for SaaS companies. Bottom-of-funnel events are the most important events because they represent actual revenue-generating actions, directly influencing algorithms to prioritize users who are most likely to convert. Over time, reducing customer acquisition cost and improving overall campaign efficiency. Now that we know what you can track, I will teach you how to set up server-side tracking with Tracklution in just a matter of minutes without developer resources. Start by creating an account at tracklution.com. As you provide your website address, we will automatically recommend the best installation method for you. I'm going to be using Google Tag Manager as that works for all sites. First, you need to implement Tracklution main script and page views by copy-pasting the script from your installation instructions to Google Tag Manager. In Google Tag Manager, create a new tag and name it accordingly. Choose Custom HTML as the tag type. Then choose a trigger and make sure that this tag fires before anything else.
By the way, if you are in the EU and your cookie banner is integrated with Google Tag Manager's built-in consent mode, Tracklution will be able to automatically read and adapt to the consent status from the data layer. This is enabled by default, so no further action is required from your side. If you cannot or don't want to use the automatic option, you can also implement cookie consents manually. You will find detailed instructions for this in our documentation at docs.tracklution.com.
Then, let's implement other events that we want to track. For example, I'm implementing a purchase event that also collects contact info. In Google Tag Manager, create a new custom HTML tag, name the tag descriptively, and copy-paste the script from your installation instructions. So, same as before. For contact data, fetch the values from your data layer variables. Contact data allows platforms like Meta, Google, TikTok, and LinkedIn to match conversions to real users even if cookies are missing. Additionally, contact data can be used to match a website session to an event that is coming from another source like payment platform or something else to Tracklution. If you don't see any data layer variables once you start typing the two curly brackets in the tag, it means that there are no data layer variables available in your Google Tag Manager. Google has good instructions on how to add the data layer variables to your Google Tag Manager, and you can also ask your website developer to help with those. But if you track these before Tracklution in Google Tag Manager, they should be there for you to use also now with Tracklution. Then open Advanced Settings and click Tag Sequencing. The Tracklution configuration tag that you created in the first step has to always be fired before any event tags. Lastly, select the right trigger and click Save. All events that you want to track with Tracklution are created with the same method in Google Tag Manager. Create a custom HTML tag, copy-paste the custom event script. You can do this from the installation instructions directly or from our support documentation. Here I am creating an add to cart event. You can also send event parameters together with the event, so for example e-commerce data. You can find an example of tags with different parameters on docs.tracklution.com. Just copy-paste the script from there and edit as you wish, simply by replacing the values. For example, I will replace add to cart with purchase here. After that, fetch the values from your data layer variables, just like we did with the purchase event. Once again, open the Advanced Settings, set the Tracklution configuration tag to fire before this tag, and add a trigger and click Save. This process is same for all custom events. And now we are done implementing server-side tracking on your website, and we can move to the dashboard. The dashboard looks empty right now, but the next events that happen on your website will appear here, so don't worry. Now, while we wait for the events to appear, we can configure a simple DNS setup. We highly recommend for you to do this. That is because first-party tracking is not possible without the DNS setup. Configuring DNS allows Tracklution to operate under your own domain, helping to avoid ad blockers and enabling first-party cookies to track returning users accurately. With first-party implementation, cookies persist effectively, ensuring more accurate session tracking and improved compliance. Without DNS configuration, returning visitors may appear as new users if the script is blocked. So, to do the setup, copy-paste the settings from the first-party data tab in Tracklution to your DNS records. It can take up to 48 hours for the DNS updates to complete, but after it has passed, you can verify your setup from the settings. If the settings don't seem to complete, you can also try adding just the domain name to the settings instead of tralutyourdomain.com. In the beginning, I told you it is easy to bring offline conversions from other systems like CRMs to Tracklution, so let's do that next. Navigate to the Webhooks tab. This is where you will see all imported data. If webhooks are not a common concept for you, I will do an integration to Typeform as an example of how easy it is to implement. What I have in Typeform is just a simple lead form, and I want to bring this data to Tracklution without having a pixel in Typeform. So, in Typeform, you create the webhook using the workflows. Usually webhooks can be created in the integrations, workflows, or developer section of the platform, depending on the platform. Once the platform asks for an endpoint URL like this, copy it from your Tracklution webhooks tab, like this. The first parameter in the link is your unique key. So K equals something, that's your unique key. After that, you can add the name of the event you want this to appear in Tracklution with. I want to have mine as a lead form submission, so I will write it here. You can also add other parameters which determine what data exactly you want to send. Once the webhook is set up and you test it or just get a first triggered event after publishing, it will appear here. You will be able to see what data was sent to Tracklution and how was it parsed. Webhook events also end up on your dashboard just like any other event from your website. Now, I told you can use Tracklution for cross-domain tracking. If you have multiple websites, you can add the same tracking scripts or tags we already created to the other website, and the data will appear from multiple websites to the same dashboard in Tracklution. The websites can be completely separate from each other, so this works also beyond subdomains. Tracklution is able to match these sessions together with a cookie, click ID, enhanced data, and fingerprinting. So now that you are tracking your website at least with the script, maybe even webhooks, or maybe even additional website with the same scripts, you probably want to see if your setup works. The easiest way to test that the setup works is by visiting your own website and then checking if the event appears in Tracklution correctly. From the dashboard, you can monitor what data is being collected from pixels and webhooks, and you can also dive into individual sessions to review the events being tracked, and also use the dashboard for debugging. It is easy to filter the dashboard according to the session source, destination, platform, event, or date. If you want, you can also check the installation with Inspector. So, go to your website, open Inspector, go to Network, write Tralut and refresh the page. Tracklution tag will appear here after that. If you have a cookie banner, the tag should appear according to the setup you have made, either immediately or only after the consent is given from the cookie banner. Now, if you see this error, it only means the DNS has not been populated yet, and you don't need to worry about it if you have just made the DNS settings. And that's it. That's how you set up server-side tracking with Tracklution. But this is only the beginning. In the next part, I will go through how you can send this data and these conversions to the ad and analytics platforms. And that's where the real magic happens. So, see you in the next video.